Welcome to Veggies and Herbs. I'm Ruben Molale. Now in March we started the monthly planting and sowing series, and as we wrap up winter in the month of August, I thought it would be a perfect time for us to just reflect and see how the garden has developed. Now firstly, let's quickly walk over to the Nodi garden and just reflect on some of the things and see how the garden has evolved. Now in March we started off planting some broad beans. They are developing quite nicely. I'm quite happy with the way that the broad beans is currently growing. They've developed some beautiful flowers. And also in March we also planted some onion sets. The onions, they're growing quite well. Now here in the front side of the bed, we have some arugula that I've allowed to go to flower. They are just to provide some beautiful color to the garden. But also in February, I planted some leeks. They have grown quite nicely over the time. And I see, yes, there are 2 leeks that I want to just harvest. Let's go ahead and harvest some of the leeks and just see how they have grown. But I didn't heap these ones up. Now they are not the biggest of leeks. I think in the last year, I managed to heap up my leeks plant, and that allowed the stems to be much longer. But I'm happy with these leeks. The other leeks that are still in the garden, I will just allow that to continue to grow much further. And here just in front, we do have the arugula plants that I've allowed to just go to flower, just to bring some beautiful color into the garden. There's some of this. So this is some of the arugula that quite peppery, yeah? Yeah, but I thought let me just, the heat is heavy. But I thought let me just let it go to bring some color into the garden. So let's move over to the second bed. This bed we planted some brassicas that we started in March. We transplanted them in April. They are growing quite nice. So here at the back we have some of the chiocha beetroot variety that we planted. I see they are ready to be harvested. Provide some beautiful white spiral patterns on the inside. And also we have here cauliflower that is starting to developing some beautiful white cauliflower. So I'm quite happy with the progress of the vegetables in this bed. I think this is a perfect time for me to actually just blanch off the cauliflower, to blanch it, to just avoid the head from turning yellow, because the sun can actually turn this beautiful white head yellow. So I think this process is called blanching. At the back I also have another cauliflower plant that is growing quite nicely, but I did have some serious issues with some caterpillars, so I managed to remove them from the plant. I was not sure what type of spray I should use. I'm not really a big fan. I did some research on to create a pepper spray, but it appears that it is not really working adequately. But I just come every morning, inspect the plant and remove all the caterpillars. Yeah, but I am quite happy with the way the brassicas are growing. Another brassica on this side is a Sowing. Is another cabbage variety that I'm also trying out. Very happy with its progress. I can see the head is developing well. In April, we also direct sow some carrots and beetroot directly into this bed. I think one of the mistakes that I've made was I planted the carrots and the beetroot too close to each other. So the beetroot is currently overshadowing the carrots. But I think now is the perfect time just to turn out some of the beetroot. So there's another beetroot from the side. I'll just allow the rest of the other beetroots to grow bigger. This is smaller. So these are some of the beetroot that we planted. Actually that we sow directly into the garden. Side of the garden we have some peg joy that we transplanted in this bed when we harvested the Tahitian butternut squash. As you can see, they are growing quite well. I think I've planted them quite densely, but I don't think it's a problem. This is a beautiful cut and come again crop. So there are different options. You can just take off the outer leaves, or you can actually harvest the whole plant. And if you cut it at a decent height, the whole plant can grow a couple of times back. So I will just remove all of this plant at the bottom and see if it grows back. And the outer leaves can also just be harvested. In this bed we also have some beetroot. We also have some cabbages that are growing there. Now in June we transplanted some brassicas in this big raised bed. On this side we planted some seed potatoes. The seed potatoes, they are actually growing quite nicely. I think this is an opportune time to actually heat up the plants just to allow the potatoes to grow much better. So I've compost that I will just be placing around the plants to heat it up to increase the yield of my potatoes. So with the other potatoes that we planted in the growing bags, I think when I was heating it up, I might have killed one of the plants because there were two plants. There were two plants that were growing there. But now I see it's only one plant. But I will just allow the one in the growing bag to continue to grow. And we'll see how this potato in the growing bag is performing once we harvest it. But in the raised bed, I'm happy with the progress of these potatoes. We will keep it up. And onions are also adapting and growing quite nicely. Now next to the beans, I have some bell pepper plants that I decided to overwinter. Quite interestingly, I see they still develop even some fruit during the winter months. I'm not sure whether I should prune. Can somebody advise me? Should I prune these bell pepper plants, or can I just leave it? You see, still get some bell pepper also here. Nice bell pepper still here. Okay. So I'm not sure, should I prune them, or what should we do? They still look good. Seems like still developing some flowers, as you can see here. Yeah, but I decided just to leave these bell peppers, and they've been giving me still some fruit even during the winter's month. Yeah. So we also planted some peas early in the month, and I see some of the peas are ready for harvesting. So let us just get some beautiful peas. So my other pea plants did not survive, but I'm happy that I could actually get some of these beautiful purple peas. Let us see. Normally, they do not make it to the kitchen. Nice. Great. This is a great garden snack. Nice and sweet. Yeah, so let me see. how many of these teas can actually make it to the garden. Perfect garden space. So this is some of the harvest from my winter vegetable garden so far. Now, if you remember last month, we actually sow some seed directly in this portion or this side of my garden. But just a day after I actually planted the seed, we received almost a week-long rain. We experienced quite heavy rain, and this section of my garden unfortunately got seriously flooded. So as you can see, I have some footage that I will just show to indicate how bad the situation is, and I think that resulted that my seed actually did not actually germinate because I think it was too wet. So I think one of the things that I will be doing in the future to avoid any flooding is to put some, convert it into kind of a raised bed, just to avoid that if there's some heavy rain that I do not experience any such trouble. So for now, I decided it will not be a good idea for me to transplant the seedlings that I do have. I will find spot put in my garden to transplant some of the seedlings. But I think we might be still experiencing some serious rain, and I don't want to lose any of my seed. So I think hopefully next week I will be putting some measures in place to either convert this into a raised bed or just buy some pavement that will enable this side of my beds not to get flooded. Now, as we conclude the winter series, I'm actually looking forward to share my strategies for my upcoming spring and summer season. I already ordered some of my seeds, and in the next video I will be discussing what will be my strategy for the upcoming spring and summer season. I will put a link of that video here that will just give you an indication how we started and how we have progressed till here. I'm looking forward to share the upcoming spring season with you. But thank you so much, and I wish you all of the best. Keep on sowing and growing. Peace.